Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to do the first seal and we're going to cross fingers to get something good. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. The sealed is always a lottery, so you might get some bombs, you might get nothing. So hopefully, we
Yeah,
will be on the bomb section this
that's
time.
probably the most unstable format in
Ooh,
general.
Adrian
There's a lot of chocobo.
Arden. Ooh, there's
Well,
a lot of Shoko.
there is a lot of choco in here. There is a choco here, there's a choco here, and there's another bomb of the Titan 5 mana. So I don't remember what this Shoko does. Shoko Seeker of Paradise 4 mana is a band color 3/5. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of the library and you may put one of them into your hand. Then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped and the rest into your graveyard.
And then it has a landfall, so basically, when you add them onto the battlefield tab, then it will also give it +1/+0. So,
I
yeah,
think it's not too bad of a chocobo in here. The Titan is extremely good as well. You mill 5 cards, but you return all land cards on chapter 2. So this is a summon, sorry. This is Summon Titan. If you haven't watched it, we have a short about all the mechanics that are going to be new in the set from Final Fantasy. So it's going to explain a little bit what you have to know. So you know actually the sagas, and the saga in here is a Summon Titan. So these are like exactly the same as the saga that you know. So you will have some low counters on them, and then you have to pay 5 mana in here, and you're going to go on chapter 1, mill 5 cards, and then turn to return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And third chapter until end of turn, another target creature you control get trample and +X+X, where X is the number of lands you control. And this very saga creature has reach and trample, and it's a simply 7/7. The down part of these cards is that they have summoning sickness, so they cannot attack when they enter the battlefield the same way as usual. And of course, you have to sacrifice them on turn 3, and it specifies that you have to do it after you draw a step. So it means that you can attack again with it and then sacrifice it. So basically, you have one turn to attack, but you have a huge blocker for at least 2 turns. So well, it depends on your cards, of course. It depends on how you can actually trigger this, but it's like some of the sagas are very powerful, and this one is. Not all of them are, but those summons are. We have Ultima in here that is probably the only sweeper that you have. You need to know actually that there is one sweeper that is Ultima that destroys all artifacts and creatures. The down part of it is that you have to end the turn. And in constructed, I mean, in limited right now, you cannot really cheat these parts. You have to end your turn. I guess I haven't seen anything that can disrupt this in other format, like probably modern. You can disrupt this, but not in here. What else do we have in here? The first card in here is totally stupid. 6 mana for all the permanents you control have add 1 mana of any color for 6 mana. You want something bigger than this,
yeah.
and just giving more mana, to be honest. Uh, we have in here Kuja. Maybe you can choose Kuja in here.
Kuja is like at the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 1/0 black wizard token, and whenever you cast a non creature, this deals 1 damage to each opponent. Usually, Rakdos is all about like casting non creature spells and dealing damage through these creatures. And if you have 4 or more wizards on the battlefield, then you transform it and it becomes um, Avatar Wizard, and then these permanents starting dealing double that damage instead. So this is a very powerful card, but I think it's only in the Rakdos shell.
Yeah, yeah, and definitely on Ragdoll Shell, and well, it's no, it's a huge bomb. It's very good, but by itself like this, it can't.
And we have the Arden. This is a great card. Like the demons you control have menace, lifelink, haste, everything. And at the beginning of the combat on your turn, exile up to one target creature card from your graveyard. And if you exile this card this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, but it's a 5/5 black demon and ready to rumble because all of them has menace, lifelink, and haste. So you get rid of something in your graveyard that you might not reanimate, but you still get a 5/5 black token with menace, lifelink, and haste. I mean, this is a great card, 8 mana, but yeah.
8 mana and 3 black makes it almost impossible to splash, definitely.
Yeah, but reanimation for the reanimation, I guess they will use
Yeah,
this card pretty
definitely.
much. But I think like our choice pick is already done on our
It's,
behalf.
I think it's a Chocobo,
Yeah,
Chocobo band.
I think it's the band Shoko.
Yep. My question is, do we have enough bird? I think we might have enough bird. I wish we had a little bit of more chocobos in green, but unfortunately we don't have
And
that many chocobos.
you want to type bird maybe? Like, let's see what we have.
Yeah, that's what I was scared of. There is not that many birds. Well, because like this one triggers only with birds.
But well, I mean, 3/5 is still a good card.
Yeah, it's still a good body. Well, it's a bird itself, by the way. Okay, so maybe let's go on to the build deck. It's gonna be a little bit awkward because we don't really have the full synergy that we should have actually. So we take this one. We probably take the artifacts for the lands fixing. We're gonna take this one that makes a chocobo as well.
And we get the Charlian.
The land as well in here. I guess this is relevant. There are airship crash to have the removal. The Titan is also a good one. Um,
The Toad is good as well.
yeah, I think so because actually we didn't find know the Rex that you can land cycle, and it's a very good card, and we don't have it in here as well. Accelerating the mana is not irrelevant. Shoop off can be good. Interaction in here. Actually, I think the Clash of the Icons is not too bad for us. It can be a removal, and at the same time, you can also like take out one of the because we have two sagas that are
Summons,
chocobos.
yeah. You don't want them to go, especially the 7/7 one. So if we can keep it for an additional turn, that is not going to be too bad. So let's get the Syncopate as well. And
We have Virtuosi Esper. Well, it's making some artifacts in here. We have Second Sanctum. We don't really have any other choice but to take this one because it's going to be probably a good removal in here. The Wyvern is not bad. Makes two bodies. Laguna is good. Well, I'm sorry, but we're going to take Counterspell. I mean, if we already have Counterspell, I mean, it's just counter target spell. There is no condition.
yeah,
Ice Magic is
well,
okay. Ultima, I think we have to take it as well.
summon.
Grazia. This summon is good as well. Yeah, actually, you can also remove something. It's not the best, but that can be removed. We want chocobos more of them. Another chocobo in here, and
You are
we're
not
already at
alone is good. Slash of light is
41.
not too bad.
Slash is equipments as well, right? It's creatures and equipments. Mm, you're not alone. It's not bad.
Hmm.
+1/+1, but it's 3 mana to equip. It's so expensive, right? I don't think we're gonna play this card. I think it's a bit ridiculous. No.
I will take the Snow Williers more over this Laboratory Maniac, to be honest. Like, it has vigilance. Vigilance creature is not too bad, actually.
Would you like to take?
The 3 mana white Snow Wheelers.
Ah, are we going to build a big board? That's my question.
Well, we will try. Well, we have 44 cards
Yeah, we're
anyway,
already at
so
44.
so we're gonna have to take it down to 40.
Any double color sits here to control plus, no,
That's not really our strategy.
I feel like this seal is a little bit closed. Let's have a look at the mana curve. Yeah, we're already at 44. How many creatures do we have? 13 with
15, so we cannot
Saga.
really get rid of the creatures.
No, yeah. Well, some Sagas bring creatures, but you have to sacrifice them at some point. So That's the
Well, it
best.
is on the creature column anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That means that we really need to take these spells out,
Well, there's a
actually.
lot of removal, I guess. Like there's Ultima, there's Slush of Light, and then we have two counter spell.
Maybe Ice Magic is not the best in here,
Hmm.
as
Yeah, I think it's very slow.
yeah, and we'd like to have something that is well, it's much more for how to say that, like have the tiered cards that is going to be more relevant in terms of like spending your mana into it.
Okay.
Well, actually, having a Wyvern plus having the Slash of Light is not too bad because we will have not we don't have equipments, but we will have like at least, for example, like if you play two of them, we can have like four creatures
Hmm.
on the battlefield. Um,
Okay. You're not alone.
isn't is it really
I mean, that's
bad?
okay.
It's okay, yeah. Yeah, I prefer keeping the
Yeah, like yeah, I would keep the trample rather than just 2/2.
yeah 4 that is conditional.
And too many of these 3 mana removals. Like maybe we do only one, the Summoner Sanctum.
Okay, we don't have well, we have one removal, two removals, three, and few counter spells. That's it. And well, we have Ultima, of course.
Well, this Clash of Icons, it's a removal, no?
The Clash of yeah, it's also like fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our
So,
creatures are not
and
super.
Ultima is a removal. Like it's an ultimate removal
Well,
that we
Titan
have.
is good. Titan is big, definitely. But we need to get rid of one something.
Okay. In here, we have some acceleration of mana.
Yeah, we have one in here, and
And
we
we
have
have the world map to get whatever we want.
yeah one. Sacrifice this artifact for one social library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Or if you sacrifice it for three, then you search a library for a land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle.
What's the difference?
One is a basic land, and the other
Oh,
one
the
is a
other one is
land
any
card.
land. Okay.
So any land.
Um, yeah, I would almost go for 16 to be honest. I don't
Okay,
know.
well we can take the risk, but I mean, kind of want to go onto the 5 mana spells or 4 mana spells because they're way more relevant. Well, this
Okay.
one is a removal as well. Hmm.
What is the 5 mana Gratia?
No, it's the one that if a creature dies or an artifact, then you draw a card. It's not too bad. Plus, I wouldn't like to reduce the number of creatures, knowing that we
Because
already
we,
have.
we only have one artifact.
Yeah, I have only one artifact. Yeah, this is not going to be extremely relevant for this
Okay.
particular.
Yeah, I think
Right.
16 is fine in terms of land. I mean,
Hmm.
sometimes,
Or sometimes you see everything, sometimes you
yeah,
see
sometimes
nothing.
17 is too
Like playing
little,
three colors
sometimes
and missing land
15 is enough.
drops.
That could
What about
be
syncopate?
interesting. Syncopate. Okay. I mean, the counter spells are not the most.
Yeah, so actually we would have like a bit of splash of blue. It's more splash of blue. I know we have also like this bird. At the top many cards whenever one or more birds. Get that many cards from the top of your library and you put one of them into your hand and put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped.
Mm, That is. That's okay, I guess.
Okay.
So this year we are introducing food and nutrition into the timetable. We know that it's been looking back in terms of curriculum about moving into options with regards to technology. We have a food lab, and so we will be now timetabling on a timetable a food and nutrition lesson, one lesson per week, and that'll be led by the PE department. And the aim is to actually marry up PE came to food and nutrition, to healthy lifestyle, curriculum. So we're really excited that we're able to start that provision with parentheses going into year 7. They're very standard lesson. They have 5 lessons of English per week, 5 lessons of maths per week. So they have a lesson of English and maths every day. So in terms of the familiar, they will be very familiar with the literacy and numeracy focus every day from year 6. We're really pleased that carries on into year 7. We have a lot of contact time with both English and maths. There are 4 lessons of science per week, which again, is a really good grounding in science. And they move into history and geography, where they will have 2 lessons per week: music, art, drama, PE, games, swimming, MFL, and food, and computer science. They'll have 1 lesson per week. And MSc enrichment tutor time is obviously a big part of their curriculum as well. So we'll be talking towards the end of the presentation about how their school day will actually look. We also don't share timetables right now, particularly, but you'll see the school day. They have tutor time at the end of every day, which is really nice for us to touch base with the students at the end of the day with their tutor, how the day gone, and time to communicate any issues that may have come up during the day. So these are the subjects that students will study in year 7. Again, quite similar to what they will have experienced in year 6 and in the junior school. This term, all of the senior school departments have been involved in a curriculum review. They've been looking at the topics that they're teaching, the sequencing of their teaching. We're really looking in and all through school. The conversations, of course, happen with transition with year 5 and 6 and into 7 about topics that they have already and will be familiar with, to then build on that. So students don't come into year 7 feeling like they're doing the same topics again. So all departments have undertaken that curriculum review this term. They were looking at the topics that they teach. The sequencing of them is particularly important. So in understanding how students learn and understanding that they only will know what is familiar to them. And so learning must build on their prior learning. That prior learning must be embedded in order for them to then move on. And so in departments, they've been working on what we call a spiral curriculum, which draws back the skills that they'll need once they get to the end of Key Stage 4 for their external exams at GCSE. But it isn't just about the exams, of course, that's very, very important. But the aim of the exam, any exam, is to try to assess whether a student has become proficient in that subject. And so the best way to think about it is proficiencies in the subject. So when you spiral back in history, what makes a good historian is their ability to argue cause and consequence, is their ability to see and analyse the source. They are skills that they will need to be able to do should they decide to do GCSE history, but they are also skills that a proficient historian would be able to do. And so the departments are spiral back their curriculum to expose students from year 7 and of course in junior school 2, how they can build on those skills to get them ready for Key Stage 4 and hopefully into Key Stage 5 when they begin their A-level options as well. So the curriculum is designed in such a way that they are becoming proficient in the skills they need to move through into year 7, year 8, year 9 and on to their examination years. And of course, it's focused on the acquisition of skills and knowledge, which opens up the opportunities at Key Stage 4. So we have redone all of our curriculum maps. These will be familiar to you from the junior school. I really hope this QR code works. It's one of these moments where you will scan it and it doesn't here as well. I've tested it a number of times, so I really hope that it does. And again, we'll be sharing this presentation in the newsletter, so please don't feel if it's not
have multiple scans at the same time.
Yeah, it will. Got it. You don't have to write anything down. It will be shared with you. We're getting a document.
No, okay, it's lovely. Yeah, yeah. Hooray!
It's actually the first time QR codes ever worked for me, so progress. Yeah. So please, this is very detailed, okay? I think it's about 27 pages long, so it's certainly not for, for reading now. But what this shows you is term by term through the year what your child will study in each of the subjects on offer in the senior school. As a parent, particularly as students move through the senior school, getting information out of your children can become a little bit more difficult, I would say. What are we doing at school? It's all going fine. Everything's fine until it's not fine. It's very binary, isn't it? It's fine and then it's not fine. But how can we support them in actually what they're studying in their subjects? If they are struggling in English, in maths, in science, whatever subject it might be, what the curriculum that's really helpful for you as a parent to see is exactly what they're studying at that time. What we've added into the curriculum maps as well, which I think is really, really important for parents to see, for students to see, but also as teachers for us to be cognizant of, is how does each topic build on prior learning? So what is it you would expect your child to be able to now do that's then unlocked in term 2 and then unlocked further in term 3? So hopefully those curriculum maps are helpful in giving you an understanding of what's going on in each lesson. And if there's anything in academics out there, please do let us know. This has been the sort of body of work that we've been doing this term to make this information much more accessible for parents. So you can see we used to share them term by term, but I think the annual overview helps you to see how that learning sequence and how it builds on from term 1 to term 3. But please don't feel like we've put this down. This will be shared in the Year 6 newsletter, this whole presentation. So I just wanted to drill down on the core curriculum to give you a sense of, again, how it's built. So the Key Stage 3 curriculum in all of our subjects is of course spiraled back from GCSE and the skills that they will need to do. But in GCSE English, ultimately they'll be assessed on prose, drama, non-fiction and poetry. They're the 4 aspects of their English exam. But again, to really emphasise the point, the exams are really important, but also what would you expect students to be studying in English are these sort of core competencies, which is what the exam will eventually assess. And so what the curriculum then does is it's broken into 4 parts for each year group, year 7, 8 and 9. And they focus on those 4 skills. So in year 7, students start with prose, they start with Bone Sparrow, then they move into Shakespeare, they do Julius Caesar, then non-fiction is Leaders of Tomorrow, and then they move on to the poetry section. And the curriculum maps are just more detailed versions of this. So you can see exactly what they're studying, the key content, how they're going to be assessed at the end. Similarly with maths, you will be familiar with White Rose. So one of the ways in which the transition into senior school becomes more familiar than unfamiliar is that the maths department can also teach the White Rose curriculum. There's been, again, a lot of work between both junior and senior school with ensuring that transition is as seamless as it can be, build on their prior learning. And so what sometimes students will say, I've already done algebra, like it's something that gets done, you tick it off. What they will do as they move through their learning is it becomes progressively more challenging. And so they're using their understanding from year 6. They have an introduction to algebra, function machines and substitution, which is then built in year 7 into algebraic thinking, algebraic technique, and then reasoning with algebra as they move into year 9. And so this is what I mean by the spiral curriculum. Students will come back to topics as they move through Key Stage 3 and 4, so that they are then, they're building on their prior knowledge. That it's not unfamiliar, and the more they're exposed to it, the better they become at it, and that sort of habitual learning. We are really excited that I know Miss Baker has had some conversations with parents in year 6 about our maths provision and some of the possibilities that we may have in the curriculum from August. So we are going to offer an accelerated maths group. So teaching in maths is setted, teaching in English is setted. So the top set in maths will have the opportunity to complete a GCSE early. So the plan would be that they would do their GCSE coverage in year 7, year 8 and year 9, and they would sit their GCSE at the end of year 9. They would then do a further maths GCSE that they would carry on from into year 10, the whole of year 10, the first part of year 11, and they would sit their further maths GCSE in the November of year 11. And for the remaining months in year 11, they would cover the statistics module or statistics specification, and they would do the statistics GCSE in the June of year 11. So they would leave in year 11 with 3 maths qualifications. Now, just a few caveats to this. Sitting GCSEs early is not for, every child. Universities don't know that a student would have sit it necessarily early. It is, you want a student to try to get their best possible grade. And for many students, that will be that they do the traditional 5 years and then they do their GCSE at the end. If they are a student who would like to move into maths, maybe at A-level and on to university, they don't have to have 2 extra qualifications in maths either. Okay, so we will, as students come in August, Miss Bacon will be liaising with parents, talking with you about how this will look. The plan is that students will do a baseline assessment they do already in maths to determine the set of groups, which would then determine the top set and the plan for an accelerated group. What we may see with that accelerated group is that there are a number of students who we think are capable of doing that. And so whilst we have a limit in class size of 24, it may be that it's appropriate that class size could be 25 or 26, dependent on what we think in terms of their capability of being on that accelerated programme. But this is something new that we're offering. We think it's really, really exciting that they have the opportunity to do it. But I think it's really important as parents, that universities don't know this at something early. It's not for every child, and it's, we are looking for that accelerated programme for those students who may be able to push particularly their proficiency in maths. But there will be lots of communication about how that's going to work and what it's going to look like for your child as we start the new academic year. We are very excited at these opportunities to begin to put this in place for students for whom we think it's definitely an option for them. And finally, in terms of core subjects, is science. So again, very similar to what you're seeing in English and maths. They are exposed to the sort of key skills in science, and as they move through their Key Stage 3 curriculum and into Key Stage 4. So I thought it was helpful to talk a little bit about what teaching and learning looks like in the senior school and what a student would expect in terms of their daily diet of being in lessons, so to speak. Again, probably not too dissimilar from what they experience in Year 6 and in the junior school, but I think as parents it gives you a sense of what is it you would expect to see in a lesson. Routines are very important for students. They get, we all thrive on routine. Knowing exactly how the lesson's going to be and how it's going to look really, really helps all the students. There's a really strong message of inclusivity with it too. And when they come into the room, all of our lessons will start with a do now task. And that do now task will often be focused on retrieval practice, but not always. So the idea of retrieval practice is it enables students to remember more and know more, because they have to be able to remember that prior learning to move into, to unlock deeper learning. And so if they, I always say to students, there are certain elements of what you just need to know it, right? So you shouldn't be sitting in an exam thinking, what was that? So in history, what was the day of that act again? That should just come because you've done it so many times. And then that allows you to then move into the more analytical, more evaluative skills. Do now tasks aren't always retrieval practice, but it should be a learning do now task. So we don't have sort of the do now task as writing learning objectives down. That's not learning. So the do now task is a thinking task. It's something that students will have to do, to have to think about what the lesson's going to be about, which would connect last lesson to what they're going to learn this lesson. And it allows the students to move key knowledge into long-term memory to enable students to acquire new knowledge more easily. So there's been a lot, of course, of scientific research about their working memory, about cognitive load, about their ability to have all of this information in their mind at one time, and what you want is to sort of free up their brain, so to speak, to allow new learning so that prior learning isn't taking up that.
Like a little of a chocobo or something like this could be great actually. It's it's a very slow hand, but we have the Wyvern and we have the Titan, so one green would.
We're gonna need another green to be able to function.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is good is like it's two mulligan.
Two mulligan.
Slash of Light would be good with the Wyvern because like it's two creatures. And the problem is that in this draft as well, all the colors were almost equal. Okay, so I don't think it really matters right now, but I wish we had another, like a 2-drop.
Okay, another green is good.
Green.
Dragoons.
Okay. We can have a full drop.
Okay, reveal the hand.
No.
Artifact or creature.
Artifact or creature. Okay, that's fine.
You got rid of what we could play this turn, so
yeah, I wish I had the Wyvern.
That's fine. Let's see what else he runs. Maybe another flyer, then we can get rid of that. Okay, nothing. Well, we cannot really cycle. Fat Chocobo.
Fat Chocobo is good. I think we're going to play Fat Chocobo first, because it puts 2 bodies. This one puts only 1 body. If he kills it, then there's nothing.
Okay. So, pass to... What is he playing now?
Well, he mulliganed twice, so... Okay. This is a good combo. This plus the Fat Chocobo. Because when it dies, when you sacrifice it, then you draw a card out of Gratia.
Okay, so we play the fat chocobo
I
this
think
turn.
so, right? Because he has a removal, I'm pretty sure about this. I think his hand is full of removals.
And we will see 1, 3, 2, 1.
I think it's Sephiroth Invention.
Yeah, that's 4 mana. Gaining 2
mana,
life, destroying
black.
target creature.
That would be bad because actually for him, it's going. You have to sacrifice it at some point anyway. But on the other hand, like it's a body. It was what I guessed. I know this is very well, right? Already. Okay, so he was
Okay,
looking
so
for
he
the
was looking
grave.
for forest then. He wants to kill this one as well.
Okay.
Okay,
So here's the black witch.
fair enough.
Oh, he used a lot of his removals.
Yeah, actually, like our first
I wish we
spell
had
was
the
5.
yeah.
Like
I wish we
that's
had the Wyvern actually. It was a counter spell. Can't forget about it.
well, we cannot play it anyway. Well, Titan is not too bad
I think
actually.
it's gonna be Titan this time.
The counter spell, we're gonna need the 2 blue. We don't have it just yet.
Okay, it's good. We put
There was 2 lands.
2 lands. Oh, it's good. 2 lands in here. White is fine. It would have been good to bring back the Titan from there.
Okay. Chocobo.
But now, are they tapped? Tapped. Okay.
Tapped. But it's 7/7.
Hmm.
Choco.
But we
That
don't
is
have any
not
other
too
bird.
bad. But I think we
Don't
need to
have.
put the Thea in case something dies. and-
Yeah, that's true. Well, next turn, this one is going to die.
Does it say any creature dies or our control?
No. You control.
One of you control. Okay. So this will not die this turn, but next turn in the beginning
On the
phase,
other
it
hand,
will.
yeah, that's true because this one is going to die on the next turn.
Yeah, I think it's better. Let's go for the attack. Let's deal 1/7 damage. That we can only do it once. Okay, down to 15.
Okay.
Well,
this last Chocobo is good, but it's not extremely strong in limited compared
well,
to what it can
we
be
have all the
constructed.
lands except from like 2 blue.
Yeah, it's good that the Dreams of Laguna has been nailed though.
Okay, 2 blue
We
now.
have actually no. It can be any color.
Oh, it's gonna give +7
Yeah,
+7.
+7, and it dies, and we draw a card out of it. So I
That
kind of
is
like this.
crazy. But I think we should put the
The
island.
the second blue anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go for the attack. Let's see how he's going to block it.
Well, we have a counter spell anyway, so whatever happens, we can counter that.
Oh, he's taking it like a champ.
Casual 10 damage, Trumbull. So now we're gonna play probably this one. But do we have? Yeah, we have still counter spell open with this
How?
because Capital City gives any color for
Oh,
one,
okay.
right?
So it's kind of like the
It's the other. How's it called?
pylon.
Yeah,
Okay.
pylon. Yeah.
Okay, then it's fine.
And if he doesn't do anything, then we can still Dreams of Laguna, because we were lucky to.
I don't think
this
he
one.
has anything.
Well, I'm not super scared of this Chocobo, to be honest. No.
Okay. Well, he used all of his cards in the beginning, and okay. No.
No. Maybe a Shupoof would be good. That would helpful.
Okay.
I think we can go for the attack, right?
Yeah, we should. Well, we got this. We got all the lands. That is interesting.
Yeah. Now we need a land with the Choco, but probably will not get it. Okay.
Decline.
No, we can put it in your hand.
Okay. Okay, let's see how he's going. How he wants to block it.
Okay. Let's see what he wants to do.
Well, after the damage, we can slash of light it.
Yeah, but he has something in hand, right? -2/-2. What does it do, this thing?
Let him go through. Triple targets creature power and toughness
So
until the end of
We
turn.
cannot slash it, and we don't really want to lose the bird, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna have to use 2 cards.
But then he is left with almost nothing.
Yeah. So he's down to 2. We slash of light the chocobo. Peekaboo. And then let's
Then we
put another
card
card.
here.
And
Let's keep those for
okay, well,
Shupuff or something like this.
he didn't have much.
He used, he mulliganed twice.
He
as well,
mulliganed
and
twice,
he used
yep. Magic Menden 21. We are not going first with 5 land drops.
I mean, I mean, it's a bad hand, but
It's a terrible hand.
yeah, I mean, can't toss it. Otherwise, we're not. Okay, we're dead. We're super dead. Sorry. Chocobo on turn 1.
Yeah, well, the counter stays until.
It
Let's
has a
see.
very, very cheap deck. We have nothing at all. Yeah. This can hold a little bit, but
Yes,
maybe we could draw Ultima and then we can just get rid of everything. That would be great. But
that would be great. Actually, why not? Well, we have that card. We just need to find it. And we have the mana.
yep,
That's also
and
another
then we
thing.
take a lot of damage. That is for sure. What we can do is play
Select.
Well, we
Okay.
can try to put this one. I think it's better than something that we can have to sacrifice, probably.
Okay. So let's do the Villers. It's only a 1/3, but you can hold on to the knife.
Super aggro. When you have 3 creatures, we barely have. Well, we had a very bad starting, and we definitely need to kill this one, to stop this one.
Okay, black. Ice magic, to send it back. We're taking 7. Yeah, well, we've been.
We've been getting slow. And he started with turn 1 chocobo.
That doesn't do much.
That doesn't still do much. We can try to replay this one, but
why don't we play the Choco?
With a bit of luck, maybe we can have the Ultima. If we don't, then we're dead.
Yeah, Ultima would have been nice. Well,
he has
Choco.
no removal.
Okay, I think it's
Okay with it. That was fast.
Well, just like that, we're getting our first loss.
Yeah, well, 5 lands and maybe
events.
that was a mulligan, and he was super aggro.
Yeah, he was
And
super
he had
aggro.
turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Turn 4, removal. So, I mean, there is nothing you can do about it.
So this year we are introducing food and nutrition into the timetable. We know that it's been looking back in terms of curriculum, how moving into options with regards to technology, we have to lab, and so we will be now timetabling on this timetable a food and nutrition lesson, 1 lesson per week, and that'll be led by the PE department, and the aim is to actually marry up the UK's food and nutrition to a healthy lifestyle element of the curriculum. So we're really excited that we're able to start that provision with current centres going into year 7. They have their very standard lesson. They have 5 lessons of English per week, 5 lessons of maths per week. So they have a lesson of English and maths every day. So in terms of the familiar, they will be very familiar with the literacy and numeracy focus every day from year 6. We're really pleased that carries on into year 7. We have a lot of contact time with both English and maths. There are 4 lessons of science per week, which again, is a really good grounding in science. And they move into history and geography, where they will have 2 lessons per week: music, art, drama, PE, games, swimming, MFL, food, and computer science. They'll have 1 lesson per week. And MSc English tutor time is obviously a big part of their curriculum as well. So we'll be talking towards the end of the presentation about how their school day will actually look. We also don't share timetables right now, particularly, but you'll see the school day. We have tutor time at the end of every day, which is really nice for us to touch base with the students at the end of the day with their tutor. How's the day gone? Any time to communicate any issues that have come up during the day. So these are the subjects that students will study in Year 7, and again, quite similar to what they will have experienced in Year 6 and in the junior school. This term, all of the senior school departments have been involved in a curriculum review. They've been looking at the topics that they're teaching, the sequencing they're teaching. We're really looking them all through school. The conversations, of course, happen with transition with Year 5 and 6 and into 7 about topics that they have already and will be familiar with, to then build on that. So students don't come into Year 7 feeling like they're doing the same topics again. So all departments have undertaken that curriculum review this term. They were looking at the topics that they teach. The sequencing of them is particularly important. So in understanding how students learn and understanding that they only will know what is familiar to them. And so learning must build on their prior learning. That prior learning must be embedded in order for them to then move on. And so in departments, they've been working on what we call a spiral curriculum, which draws back the skills that they'll need once they get to the end of Key Stage 4 for their external exams at GCSE. But it isn't just about the exams, of course, that's very, very important. But the aim of the exam, any exam, is to try to assess whether a student has become proficient in that subject. And so the best way to think about it is proficiencies in the subject. So when you spiral back in history, what makes a good historian is their ability to argue cause and consequence, is their ability to see and analyse the source. They are skills that they will need to be able to do should they decide to do GCSE history, but they are also skills that a proficient historian would be able to do. And so the departments are spiral back their curriculum to expose students from Year 7 and of course in Junior School 2 how they can build on those skills to get them ready for Key Stage 4 and hopefully into Key Stage 5 when they begin their A-level options as well. So the curriculum is designed in such a way that they are becoming proficient in the skills they need to move through into Year 7, Year 8, Year 9 and on to their examination years. And of course, it's focused on the acquisition of skills and knowledge, which opens up the opportunities at Key Stage 4. So we have redone all of our curriculum maps. These will be familiar to you from the junior school. I really hope this QR code works. It's one of these moments where you will scan it and it doesn't here as well. I've tested it a number of times, so I really hope that it does. And again, we'll be sharing this presentation in the newsletter, so please don't feel if it's not
have multiple scans at the same time.
Yeah, it will. Got it. You don't have to write anything down. It will be shared with you. We're getting a document.
Yeah, okay, it's lovely. Yeah. Hooray.
That's actually the first time QR codes ever worked for me, so progress. Yeah. So please, this is very detailed, okay? I think it's about 27 pages long, so it's certainly not for reading now. But what this shows you is term by term through the year what your child will study in each of the subjects on offer in the senior school. As a parent, particularly as students move through the senior school, getting information out of your children can become a little bit more difficult, I would say. What are we doing at school? It's all going fine. Everything's fine until it's not fine. It's very binary, isn't it? It's fine and then it's not fine. But how can we support them in actually what they're studying in their subjects? If they are struggling in English, in maths, in science, whatever subject it might be, what the curriculum that's really helpful for you as a parent to see is exactly what they're studying at that time. What we've added into the curriculum maps as well, which I think is really, really important for parents to see, for students to see, but also as teachers for us to be cognizant of, is how does each topic build on prior learning? So what is it you would expect your child to be able to now do that's then unlocked in term 2 and then unlocked further in term 3? So hopefully those curriculum maps are helpful in giving you an understanding of what's going on in each lesson. And if there's anything in FPM something, please do let us know. But this has been the sort of body of work that we've been doing this term to make this information much more accessible for parents. So you can see, we used to share them term by term, but I think the annual overview helps you to see how that learning sequence and how it builds on from term 1 to term 3. But please don't feel like we can't put this down. This will be shared in the Year 6 newsletter, this whole presentation. So I just wanted to drill down on the core curriculum to give you a sense of, again, how it's built. So the Key Stage 3 curriculum in all of our subjects is of course spiraled back from GCSE and the skills that they will need to do. But in GCSE English, ultimately they'll be assessed on prose, drama, non-fiction and poetry. They're the 4 aspects of their English exam. But again, to really emphasise the point, the exams are really important, but also what would you expect students to be studying in English are these sort of core competencies, which is what the exam will eventually assess. And so what the curriculum then does is it's broken into 4 parts for each year group, year 7, 8 and 9. And they focus on those 4 skills. So in year 7, students start with prose, they start with Bone Sparrow, then they move into Shakespeare, they do Julius Caesar, then non-fiction is Leaders of Tomorrow, and then they move on to the poetry section. And the curriculum maps are just more detailed versions of this. So you can see exactly what they're studying, the key content, how they're going to be assessed at the end. Similarly with maths, you will be familiar with White Rose. So one of the ways in which the transition into senior school becomes more familiar than unfamiliar is that the maths department can also teach the White Rose curriculum. There's been, again, a lot of work between both junior and senior school with ensuring that transition is as seamless as it can be, build on their prior learning. And so what sometimes students will say, I've already done algebra, like it's something that gets done, you tick it off. What they will do as they move through their learning is it becomes, of course, progressively more challenging. And so they're using their understanding from year 6. They have an introduction to algebra, function machines and substitution, which is then built in year 7 into algebraic thinking, algebraic technique, and then reasoning with algebra as they move into year 9. And so this is what I mean by the spiral curriculum. Students will come back to topics as they move through Key Stage 3 and 4, so that they are then, they're building on their prior knowledge, that it's not unfamiliar. And the more they're exposed to it, the better they become at it, and that sort of habitual learning. We are really excited that I know Miss Baker has had some conversations with parents in year 6 about our maths provision and some of the possibilities that we may have in the curriculum from August. So we are going to offer an accelerated maths group. So teaching in maths is setted, teaching in English is setted. So the top set in maths will have the opportunity to complete a GCSE early. So the plan would be that they would do their GCSE coverage in year 7, year 8 and year 9, and they would sit their GCSE at the end of year 9. They would then do a further maths GCSE that they would carry on from into year 10, the whole of year 10, the first part of year 11, and they would sit their further maths GCSE in the November of year 11. And for the remaining months in year 11, they would cover the statistics module or statistics specification, and they would do the statistics GCSE in the June of year 11. So they would leave in year 11 with 3 maths qualifications. Now, just a few caveats to this. Sitting GCSEs early is not for, every child. Universities don't know that a student would have sit it necessarily early. It is not, you want a student to try to get their best possible grade. And for many students, that will be that they do the traditional 5 years and then they do their GCSE at the end. If they are a student who would like to move into maths, maybe at A-level and on to university, they don't have to have 2 extra qualifications in maths either. Okay, so we will, as students come in August, Miss Bacon will be liaising with parents talking.
It was two damage.
It
which was pretty much
could
nothing.
create like 4 damage.
Where was you before? And now we have 0 green. I mean, well, we have Ultima, so this time I think we're gonna keep for good reasons. Well, Ultima would have been good in the previous deck, in the previous game.
Okay, let's see. Choco. We need green. Come on, deck.
Another
Insomnia.
Another Orzhov? Oh, that's better.
Okay, capital city is good. At least it could give us the green that we need.
Yes. I don't have to play it now anyway, so it's not that anyway. So.
Well, Chicken Toad will be
normalize.
on the 5.
Pretending I'm having no more lives.
You're
Oh.
playing constructed.
That's on menu.
Okay. That's an interesting card.
Yeah, it's a very good card, this one.
Let's find out. Capital City.
There is a disruption, kind of I cannot draw the green naturally. That is also like completely crazy, right?
Yeah, like because we cannot really play.
Anything.
Like we cannot really. Well, we already have like 4 mana spells, nothing cheap.
And I wish this time this guy would be like all over the place like the previous one, because we have Ultima this time. And then
Yeah, that he will have more than just
yeah,
2/2
and now he has a
token.
2/2 that is going to kill me in 17 turns.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to play this one. That is fine.
That is super bad.
Shoe puff. Right, the shoe puff.
Is this hand like full of removals?
Well, I
Is-
don't know, but he plays blue, so blue can mean counter
Can
magic.
disrupt, yeah, the Ultima. I think he has counter magic.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now we can get rid of it, I guess.
The Ultima? Is this one?
I don't know if it's really necessary, to be honest. Like, but
then we have to kill something. Plus, he's going to draw, and he's going to do. I can throw this one in the trash. Ultima after destroying makes him draw a card, by the way. So
he's gonna draw anyway.
So maybe it's better to put this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Force him to commit a little bit more.
Yeah,
have some
force him to
blockers.
commit a little bit more and maybe use removals if he
Right.
has, which I'm sure he has.
I love that all my greens are
Overkill, okay.
okay.
So going for 5, but now. Okay, well you're late, no?
Should I throw one chocobo in the trash? Maybe.
Okay. It's too bad that we don't get lands to
Yeah, it would have been good one land to kind
to
of
pump it.
Oh, he has a lot of lands.
And
Well, we don't have green still.
no, he just has the overkill, and he wants to kill with like.
Yeah,
Well, we
I'm
should
almost
have
dead.
Ultima way earlier.
Okay, it's better now. Down to 4, baby.
Mm,
I'm gonna keep this land.
yeah. Kill this.
Oh.
End the turn. So he didn't draw.
Because you destroy, but they don't go. Interesting.
Ruthless. That's 2 of them as well. That is crazy. Should we put the Shoko because it puts 2 creatures instead of 1? Because if he has a removal again.
Yeah, but I cannot put the Shoko like this. I'm not going to trigger anything, right?
My only concern is like if he has another removal, then.
But does it do the thing? If you don't control the creature name, I make it a dog. Yeah, you make it a dog. I would put the map.
Yeah, let's put the map. We can sacrifice the map to get some +1/+1 on Shoko.
Actually, I can take back this one.
Which one? Oh, he's gonna use something from our graveyard.
But what is he can use overkill?
Or
damn. Yeah. Really?
Yeah, that's why. Like he has.
Heck, man. I have to take it, right?
Okay. Okay, this puts more than 1 creature on the battlefield, which is great. And we can also play the white heart. So let's get green. What is missing? Green?
Double green.
Yeah, double green.
Double green. I can pump this one as well.
Yeah, let's pump some of them. Because 2/4, we have to double block as well at some point.
Yeah. Or I can use the shot.
Okay. That could work.
Or I can also use white heart.
Let's see how he wants to attack.
Oh, I think it's going to be full.
Yeah, block, block, block.
Let's block, 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 or block. How much is it? This one? +3, +3. +3, +3 does okay. It doesn't save anything. It's better to save the chocobo then. Like this, and save the chocobo probably.
Okay. Okay, so that was not too bad.
That's not too bad in here.
At least we got rid of like some of the
Heck, man.
Oh, we cannot.
Can be blocked except by 3 or more creatures.
Okay, we have 3. Okay, we're gonna have 3.
If he's going to try to kill this one, right? If I put this one down, there's going to be another 2/2. I can block with 3 creatures. He needs how much? He needs 8 mana.
8 mana. Tap with the finality counter.
He
He
has
has
6.
6.
So I need to divide the counters.
Yeah, you need to divide the counters. And we wait.
My god, this is horrible.
Okay.
I need to quickly bring back. I'm gonna bring back this land because I'm going to cycle it. I
Okay,
guess.
you're gonna cycle it. Let's block it. Okay, he cannot kill all of them. Unless
he has another removal. He has 3 cards, so I assume that he has some removals in there.
I mean, like he got everything, right?
Well, he
Everything he wanted.
3 overkill, basically.
Okay, Shoko
Let's
stayed.
Chocobo.
7 mana. Can we activate the other one?
Yeah, I can still activate it.
Okay. But I wanted to go with the attack.
This returns this card from your graveyard to the battlefield
Tapped.
tapped. It's 7 mana, so he can do it next turn.
Okay. And then you
Should I
also
cycle this now?
Okay,
To
let's
see if I
cycle
can
it.
find something else better than.
No.
No, that's pretty bad.
He
needs another land, but
It's too bad now we cannot play the shoe puff.
yeah, that's true. Oh, he doesn't have this. Oh, that kills artifacts. This is an artifact, right?
Okay, then let's play the shoe puff now. Let's put a land. Let's not miss the
land drop. You mean?
additional damage with Shoko. And should we go with 7/7 as well?
He has something to kill it, no?
It will be 13 damage.
He needs 8, right? 8. He has 7.
He has 7. So we have to be a little bit more aggro, I guess. Okay, he has a
He has
removal.
removal for sure. Okay.
Sephiroth, okay. Nothing we can do. Let's go for 7. Down to 12. Well, he's gonna have to play his entire turn to do that.
Okay,
Okay,
but this
now
I
he
can,
has 8.
I can kill it. And it's no, but tapped. It's only 4 damage. It's only
4 damage, yeah.
4 damage.
Exactly. So mage.
Oh, that is good. Can I gain some life out of this?
Whenever this creature attacks, so you
Let's
can get
kill
it
this
next
already,
turn.
right?
Yeah, let's kill it. Let's just get rid of that and had
Then
finality counter. So it's,
I can change the equipment. Like put this one onto this one now.
do you gain life anyway?
Get life, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it's not gonna make a
It would
huge
also have
difference.
been good to actually put this one so he can fly. I didn't think about it. But it's also good to keep it as a removal, in a way.
But there's no tap
How
creature
much do you need for
and
this? 2.
sacrifice 2 artifacts. We don't have 2 artifacts.
No, but how much do you need to create a treasure token?
What
What the
is
heck
this?
is
A
this?
life linker.
If this good. Vigilance and lifelink. Well, he needs to block
Well, he
anyway.
needs to block. Yeah, exactly. It's too bad we didn't find a. Well, we already used it. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So he's back up to 7. Let's put the Titan. Let's put the summon as well.
Oh, this one's going to give Trump or no?
Yeah, let's put the summon. Let's.
Just no, I think it's not. Let's play it safe, no?
Okay.
We can still flip the coin in here, make a treasure token. What did we mill? We milled the removal in here.
That's fine. I guess he already used all of his removal in the beginning, so.
Wow, that's. Oh, he's going to gain 3 life in here. Well, this one
Okay.
has trample anyway, so he needs to block this one anyway. Well, no, he gains life.
He's back up to 10. Okay.
Let's win. Yes.
Good game, but yeah, I think. Oh, you got. No,
Oh, the
just
trampler.
distributed, no?
It's better to put it on the trampler. No?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, if I put this on the trampler, it's if you block here. No, I think it's better on the trampler anyway.
Yeah.
He's forced to block, right? I can leave the 1/1 behind.
Yeah, let's leave the 1/1. Let's go with 2. Let's gain some life. I mean, he can give you only one thing.
Oh, it's already 7 damage for this one.
Yeah. No, you
If he
die
does
this
he's done.
way.
It's the wrong block. He needs
It
to
doesn't
put a
work.
blocker here. Well, anyway, he's not going to kill it. So
Okay, he realized it
Yeah.
now. So
does this
7
one have
damage.
lifelink? No, it doesn't have lifelink. But he cannot. No, he needs to tap it to. Yeah.
Okay, well, 7 damage goes through.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're going to keep the land still for
Okay.
any chocobo coming. We have 10 cards. We can also like steal. Draw from there. Wow, he had.
Wow,
That was a game, right?
that was a good game.
Oof.
That was a
I
tight
mean-
game. Killy DJ 22. And we are going first, and we
No, we have
kind of
all
have all the colors.
Well, it's too bad that we have a 5 mana on this, but I mean, for now it's pretty good.
Charleon, the nation of scholars.
Yeah, this deck has been a bit slow. Like we didn't have. Okay.
Okay, so
Like
this looks a bit.
this slow, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if he has more than one infantry.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I assume that if he played infantry in seal, it means that he found more than one.
Yeah, probably.
It's not very good by itself, by the way. So these decks are pretty aggro.
Yeah, usually like white and blue, the artifact combination.
Okay, another green is not very good, but we take it.
Yeah, why do we always see green, by the way?
Well, it's good that we take actually 2 2 things in here. So, well, opponent plays bent as well. Probably has some removals.
Chocobo.
I wish we had the.
I think we're gonna block now.
On the other hand, if we don't, I think we take it for this turn.
Okay.
We had better value on turn 5 with Grazia.
Okay.
I think it's bad, but on the other hand, like he probably has some
Pump spells.
yeah. But we have something in here. Wow.
Wow.
Super.
Is it 3/3? Okay. So, I mean, this thing is too bad that you have to fight.
Yeah. I can fight. I can pump and fight. It's also a possibility.
But well, you use 2 of your resources to kill
Mm.
1 spell, so this is not
It's
very
what? It's
efficient.
+3/+3. So that would survive this one actually.
I guess we try to block it and pump it. I think it makes more sense to be
In
honest.
here, right?
Yeah. Let's see what he wants to do.
In worst case, we can still bring it back with the heart.
Okay. Okay, get rid of 1 thing and Shoko.
Shoko is bad.
I think we should flash it in, no?
But what do we do with this?
Bring back the. What do you bring back? Permanent? What does
Bird.
Whitehide bring?
Any permanent. Can be a land as well.
What do we have in the graveyard anyway?
No, in the graveyard. No. In the hand. And since you may return another permanent you control.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's not really useful
No,
right now.
I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, we got the white. We can play this. This has reach. I mean, we can double block Shoko. I mean,
Yeah, that could be a possibility actually. We took a lot of damage already.
but
How
what
much
does
do we
Bao
need?
do? A
Maybe
cube for 6.
For 6, yeah. And he hasn't played a single removal, so I do believe that he has a removal in here. Of course he has, because why not? But it doesn't take the ability off.
Yeah, well, we realized it from our home place. Okay, so we draw a blue.
Yeah, and all the lands is not what we best looking for. No, and then fighting in here is pretty bad.
Because it's not. Oh, you can take it back, no?
Yeah, I will take it back.
But you don't have to do it now.
No, I will flash it. But he takes value out of Chocobo. Where is our Chocobo, by the way? We have 2 of them.
Okay, so he's
Flies.
cooping it.
So
It flies for 5. That is bad. This is very bad.
that is super bad. Chocobo is
Okay.
6 damage in my face.
Yeah,
I can block anyway.
let's get it back.
At least it has reach, but then still I cannot fight this Chocobo that is unless I do it like this. No, it's not enough, right?
No, it's not enough. You put a land.
Then I'm dead.
Yeah, because it flies.
No, so I need to play the.
Yeah, you play this one for sure. 1 more turn. Well, you can go for the attack.
Yeah, I can go because he's going to fly anyway. So.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, the one who finds Chocobo first is going to win.
Well, we are a bit slow. I mean, the deck was a bit slow.
Well,
And
the deck was not really functioning with Chocobo. Maybe more two drops we haven't good. Oh, we're not dead yet.
oh,
No, we're dead.
oh,
Well, the only thing that can save us is Ultima.
yeah, Ultima. Do we get it? No.
Have another turn. No, we don't have another turn, right? What do you mean?
Uh,
No, we
four,
still have another
five.
turn because we can
Yeah,
kill
you,
one of
you
them.
can still have one turn. Let's put the +1/+1 on the
Oh, we don't
on.
choose.
Oh, we don't have this.
I have to fight against stupid creatures. Yeah. So Ultima or not? Well, he
Ultima
still have four cards, and well, because of Chocobo actually.
Flash.
So that's the end.
Okay, fair enough. Then that will be
The end
the
of the
end
first
of the
seal.
first sealed.
It was fun, but again, with the steel is such a bad format again. Because if we know that we have two chocobos, why do we have so no chocobo cards?
Hmm.
Because this is a pretty terrible pile when you look at it. This one is very good with chocobos, to be honest. This one is good for accelerating, but all the rest is pretty non-relevant.
Hmm.
This bird is good, uh, and there was no other creatures that is really a chocobo in here. The Viven was very good, to be honest. This plus this is super good, but there is there is no real synergy, and you try to find the synergy because like these cards actually, even the Titan with the chocobos work very well together. Even the summon fat chocobo works together, but it's 4 mana and 5 mana. I mean, some of the games we were dead by 4.
Well, that's why, like, we believe that the effect of Final Fantasy on constructed will be super limited because the some of the cards are super slow and
Wow, this is not bad. The only card that can change something, and that's what we I was hoping for, was the South Chocobo. Like the one drop that is 1/2 has landfall. In this deck, that would be amazing.
mm,
But we didn't have this card. Most of the game, or one of the plays were pretty slow. I mean, the white cards are super bad in general. This is pretty bad. This is just okay. It's a 2/2 for 2 mana. Okay, equipment for 3, but Chocobo doesn't work with this. And most of the time, Chocobo works with the red cards. And even in the red cards, there is nothing that is really triggering any Chocobo. That's the non magic of Seal.
mm,
Okay, well, we had the first look at Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy. Overall, I think it's a very pretty, neat kind of a set. It looks very funny in terms of mechanics, in terms of playing your favorite characters of Final Fantasy. And yeah, the limited format will probably be super fun, as Tokyo Dragon Storm was. I don't believe that this format is going to have a huge impact in standard, though. Thought that it would be better. Maybe Ultima could be good at some point, but 5 mana is also like pretty expensive, even against Crystal Cutter that can just pay Spell Pierce against it, for example. But yeah, maybe Chocobos can take over the format at some point, and I'd be happy to see that.
okay. Well, landfall is not my favorite mechanic of the game, to be honest. But yeah, I want to see something different than Crystal Cutter and Mice deck. So maybe I will not mind it for a while, and then I will start hating them as well. So that's the
No, we don't hate Chocobos in this house.
okay. Then
Okay, we're going to wrap up for today and start getting late. And we're going to see you on our channel again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you like the content. And this is really motivating us, giving us more energy and strength to go on with editing and publishing more videos and more content for you guys. and we will be happy to see you on another stream.
Yeah, like this weekend, we're gonna, well, during the weekdays it's always the hardest, but then the weekend we will be more drafting coming up, so more content will follow soon. So thank you guys for tuning in today, and we will surely see you guys on the other one. Have a great evening.